I'm out of Philadelphia, PA.
Oh, no, I
Where
grew
are you now? Where are you based?
Washington, D.C., but I grew up in Wilkes-Barre.
Oh my God. Awesome.
Yeah, so I had a lot of friends went to
Now I
school
got
down
you.
there.
Now I see it.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
okay, I'm not
I
there
see that.
yet.
I see your forehead.
I
So
see.
I got
Okay.
that.
Now my camera is an AI camera, so I got to slap it around the head here a little bit.
That's okay, sir. And when you are ready, I will be ready for you.
Okay.
There
you go. Right.
There you go.
Okay.
There's the look, and I love it. By the way, smart play with the mirror behind you. Like that's an interesting.
Look at that.
Right? I mean, it's interesting. Oh, I'm getting all of it. And so that's an interesting vibe because people often, I mean, obviously they'll do windows, but they won't do mirrors.
I see.
So
that's just by accident. My desk is here and we put, this is supposed to be like a dining area or something. And so there was this big circle lamp out there.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate your flexibility. I wanted to be with you last week and was in the hospital, so it's like I wasn't planning that.
Well, that's more important.
Yeah, well, as it turned out, it was.
Oh, really?
And so, again, I got my voice back and all that kind of thing, and so I really appreciate you showing up for me.
So what was the condition? Why'd you have to go?
A dental thing that turned into a crazy infection thing that had half my face blow out thing, and my neck and jaw.
Oh.
And so couldn't speak, couldn't breathe, couldn't swallow.
Oh my God.
And other than that.
How was the play? How was the play?
It was scary, and it went from 0 to a lot.
Wow. In the dentist office or not?
No, it was, I first dentist, then oral surgeon. The oral surgeon's the one said, I'm not doing the surgery. He goes, I can't. He goes, it looks crazy. He said, you got to get to an ER.
Oh,
so I went
see.
to the hospital. I was in the hospital for 2 days.
Wow. What was it?
Yeah, an infection of which, Matthew, this is where they feel like anybody in the medical world can just put their hands and say, an infection, and not give you any more, but such a pronounced one that it impacted my breathing.
Wow.
I couldn't swallow, and I was feeling pressure against my vocal cords, so I couldn't speak. Real gravelly. I could talk, but it was really gravelly.
Wow.
So I'm glad that's not so today. It was a new one for me.
Wow.
And
well, it sounds like for them too. They didn't know what the hell it was.
Yeah, right. And so they just IV'd me and steroided me and blah blah me and whatever. And then for a couple of days they housed me, which was a first in my life because I've never been in a hospital to stay for a night. And it seems right now we're good. So I'm going to take it for what it is and let you know that I really appreciate the reschedule.
Oh, I never noticed you.
Thank you. Yeah, you're a busy man. And it's like, I noticed still that you're able to keep up your #1 ranking in terms of guest
really? Did they come out with that thing again?
I just saw it. I just saw it literally the other day, and I still saw you at #1.
Really? Huh.
So.
Yeah, I think last month they said, so this is the new one? Well, that's interesting.
I think this is what it is, I think. I don't know. What I think is that it is I think it's their scrolling one. I don't think it's the end of the month one.
I see what you mean.
I think it's the rotating, you know what I mean?
Right,
rotating one. But I'm grateful. I went through your information. I think that part's great. Matthew, I feel like we'll go...
I don't care.
Probably 40 minutes-ish today.
I got 10 years, don't worry. That's about, I'm 81, so I have about 10, 12 years left. That's about it.
My mom's 95, so maybe you got more. But that's great, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate your visual energy. That part's very cool to me too.
So what is your, is this a full-time or is this a something you do in addition?
In addition, I'm a communications coach and specialist.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're in the
I
business.
work with individuals and businesses so that they can speak and present better.
And a guy who almost couldn't speak.
How about that, right? And don't think that didn't factor really heavily into
that'd
my
be
mind when I was
like you're a professional baseball player who can't swing a bat
who
anymore.
can't hit or field. But it was really scary, and so that's what I do. And the podcast began as an offshoot of. I also do voice work and voice narration.
I see, right.
Stuff. And the podcast was begun as of that, but then it became more of an offshoot of the way of helping people find their authentic, true voice.
Nobody teaches that. Everybody tells you what to do to be famous, and not
that part's great. And I'm more in terms, and I respect all of it. I'm more of the how do you become true?
Right. Oh.
And get you like maybe a hair out of the mindless performance mode and more into an authentic performance mode. And that's kind of where I go.
Right. Well, we're going to have a lot to talk about then.
I'm excited for this, man. Hey, I'm checking one thing. Sound-wise, you sound good. Look-wise, we're great.
What else is there?
Give me one more second. I'm making one adjustment, and I'll be right back. And Matthew, as it turns out, I didn't even need to do that.
I see. Well, that's usual.
Yeah. So I would say there's the only things, look, we can talk about offers and all that kind of stuff. I always want to prefer to focus on the guests themselves. Yeah. What got you there? You know what I mean? Why it matters so much to you. I know you've got a myriad of opportunities, and I'm great with focusing on that. And I'm also going to ask as well too that we'll say equal time focusing on you.
Oh, I don't care. It's about me or what I do. I'm happy. We talk about me.
I love it. Then we're going to be in a great place, man. So I'm going to hit record in just a second.
Okay.
And then from that point, as I said again, I'll do a real quick intro, and I'm clearing everything else out of the way. So there you go. So my 100% focus is you and you specifically. Hold on. Got one more thing I want to clear out. There you go. And we'll talk about, by the way, even the formatting of your website that I find so interesting in terms of all that stuff. But let's go to it, man. All right. Have a great show, and thank you, sir.
Are you leaving?
Recording in progress.
No, I'm doing that. Hey folks, John Duffin here, Duffin Media. Welcome back to another episode of Your Message Received. Your Message Received is the place, the home, the platform to help you find your best, most true, authentic business voice. Heck, let's get your best authentic voice. Get what you want, find what you need, improve your results, make billions of dollars, get tons of grants. All right, that one I may defer to my guest today. We promise nothing, but we offer a lot. But one of the things that we do offer is the opportunity to bring people onto our show who walk the walk, as it goes with authenticity. And whether it's the look, the vibe, the energy, and the specific content, we don't break that streak today, folks. Matthew Lesco is here with us, and I'm happy to have you here. Matthew, welcome aboard.
Well, thank you. I was wondering who's going to be on the show. I was hearing the introduction. This sounds good. I got to go watch that.
It's a good one, right? So, folks, Matthew, in addition to being a fashion guru, is someone you very well may recognize because he's done a ton of television appearances, Oprah, Larry King, GMA, also a very well-published author, millions of books sold, an amazing storyteller, and to me, makes, mundane things really fun. And I think that one of the things that one of the reasons, Matthew, I wanted to have you here was you're working with things, products, opportunities where often patience is required or research is required, and so often government grants, like say, where you feel like, oh, I don't have the bandwidth. What, in terms of your overall, we'll start with your look and personality. Like what drove you to create your own brand, so to speak?
Failure.
Oh, okay. Failure in what? I love these stories.
Honest to God, no, it is. I mean, I was doing everything people were telling me to do, and I wasn't happy, and I wasn't succeeding. You know, and I said, "This is crazy." You know, I was doing I got an MBA in computers, starting businesses, and they were failing. And I said, "Jesus, I'm doing everything they say. And I'm not having fun, and I'm not." Succeeding in anything. And I said, this is crazy. Why am I doing things that I don't enjoy doing to maybe have fun 20 years from now, 30 years from now or something? I mean, this seems like a stupid life. And I said, I got to turn this around. And so then, there's a lot of things. And what you say about what you do is a lot happened to me, the authenticity. Because what happens if you go get education or help to do anything, you become somebody you're not. Because everybody convinces you to be, this is what you have to do to make money. This is what you have to do. Like you're talking about speaking. I remember I feared speaking so much. I remember in high school taking the class, and you had to have the notes, you had to stand this way, you do this way. Now I make zillions speaking, and I could go up there and pick my nose and just be me.
So I always love the trajectory, the arc to authenticity, we call it here on the show, in regards to getting from point A to B. So I love that you gave me a very natural launch point. So thank you, that launch point. You standing there speaking in whether it was high school or wherever, where you had to look and be a certain way and stand a certain way and all that sort of thing. Looking at you now and speaking to you momentarily, conformity doesn't sound like something that's your thing. What was it like for you in the growing up process and in essence the evolution process to get you to a place? Because it doesn't look like you began in that place.
Absolutely not. No, I like clothes, and I dressed very expensive Armani kind of stuff, because I was doing a lot of business to business, but that still wasn't me. And that's, oh God, there's so much you say that is really what my whole life is all about, and it still is, trying to be my authentic self. That's why I even hate professionalism. Professional.
Oh, sure.
And like the people, the big Fortune 500 companies, you call up and you talk to these people, they might as well have AI there. They don't need a person just pushing button A and this answer A and that, all that, and they're not human. So my thing when I call these people, because otherwise I get angry, if I talk to somebody or they're not being human. So I try to make them laugh first, and to make them see that they have humanity and they don't have to act like a fucking robot, because it doesn't get into me.
By the way, I love the way where you head with that. But so my thought is, was it for you the struggle early on trying to conform, or was the struggle trying to be your authentic self?
Well, well, thank God. Yeah, the struggle is trying to conform doesn't work, so fuck you. I'm gonna have fun.
Right.
And so I'm gonna have fun, and whether it works or not, at least I'm fun today. Everything I was doing, you told me to do, didn't have fun, and it wasn't working. So I'm gonna have fun. Maybe it works, maybe not. It like even when I started wearing question mark suit, I lost millions of dollars because I was on home shopping at the time, and they didn't want me to wear a question mark suit. And there were one of few big decisions. You always have a couple turning points in life. They're really big, but they're so meaningful. You learn from them.
What were one or
Well, it
two
was
of yours?
that. It was giving up the suits, not to wear them, and not to be my authentic self, and to play their game. And you don't get good help to make those decisions. People don't, your so-called loved ones, don't want you to fail or be hurt. So he said, "Oh, what the hell, it's their party. Wear what they say and take the money and run." So no, but that's not me. And they'll never understand that. So you can't even explain. That's why I think so much in life, your loved ones are your worst enemy. When things you really want to do, they don't want you to fail. So anything new you want to do, you're probably going to fail. I mean, that's life for doing anything. It's
probably just looking out for you, right? I mean, or at least that's their intention.
Yeah, that's their motives are right, I guess.
Right,
but not really. I mean, if you think about it more, to me, if you love me and I want to do something, I mean, this is what I think. If I love somebody, you want to do something, it's not to tell you you're an asshole. It's to help you do whatever you want to do. Because what gives the audacity to anybody else in life to tell somebody else what to do in life when they don't know what to do in their own life every day? We all struggle with that.
Yep.
And we have to appreciate.
Non-conform.
Exactly.
I know I'm only saying this from my own experience, that it was like I took a while to conform. I'm sorry, I took a while to become authentic. It's hence the whole point of the show, really is what it's about, because I was certainly not. That was really difficult for me. And I was one of those closeted, in a lot of ways, closeted in regards to my sexuality, closeted in regards to needing to be the people pleaser that just made you happy. I wound up having a very long and successful career in sales, and I really believe a big part of it was simply because it was more important for me to make you happy than for me to be true. It wasn't until later in my career that finally changed. Were you always courageous in that sense?
No, none of us are.
The way you sound now.
In a way, I mean, I was a kid in school that, got thrown out of class most of the time.
Okay.
But it was not for disrupt. Well, I guess but it was just having fun. It was so boring. I hated school so much. So I felt my responsibility to entertain the class. Whatever. They didn't like that.
With that being said, as you're, like I said, getting your way through, you've had, I'm going to say, a very illustrious sales career. What got you into that, other than your just natural personality dynamic or others pushing you? What was it like because you've sold so many different things in so many different platforms and ways. What are some of the things, like when did you first know?
Well,
this is something you.
When you say a sales career, I thought I could never be a salesman.
Okay, why?
Because if I was a salesman, I'd have to sell something I probably don't give a shit about.
Yep.
So
Understood.
and now, even now, I mean, all the direct response and the marketing I've done and infomercials and everything. People think I'm probably the biggest huckster in the United States at some point. And I remember at dinner with my wife saying it. She heard me say, "I'm not a salesman," and she just dropped her jaw.
Right.
Because I don't see
that.
So
to you, what are you?
I'm an educator.
Okay. Go ahead.
And I was a professor in computers in the beginning too, and I realized that I can't teach anything if I don't keep them awake.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so the first thing is
the look, the vibe. If it was like, I'm gonna guess you didn't lead with the question mark suit.
No, that didn't happen about my 50s.
Give me that evolution.
Yeah.
Because like I said again, from a style evolution, where
it was always inside of me since 10 years old, I think. Okay. Not question marks, but some kind of unique outfit would be like a uniform for me. And I hated the military because you had to wear the same goddamn thing all the time.
Well, what?
Pardon me?
So the very big, like, my God, it's like, so Here's one of the things that's funny when you go through, and folks, you could have yours. You want to go into a rabbit hole? Go to Google and just Google Matthew Lesco and
Right.
look at the images. And I go through the style. That's what I'm looking at. It's almost like it's funny when you go down to see this style evolution. What was important to you then, we'll say, as opposed to now? What was important to you in regards to impact? In regards to like the ways that you saw yourself making impact?
Well, to me, I count that as sales.
Well, I do too, by the
way. So, I mean, but that's it. But then the older I get, well, when I first started trying to be myself and go what I call living inside out. See, to me, this is me inside. I mean, this is not fashion. It's nothing. It's just how I feel inside. And I found, too, what's so great about it, and it took balls, at least for me, to do that.
No,
I remember the first time going through the airport thinking, oh my God. And what I was thinking too is that, oh shit, I'm a wimpy kind of guy and I'm gonna have to defend my honor every hour on the hour or something because some asshole guy is gonna make fun out of me or something. And that never happened. That was the most amazing thing to do.
Okay, so this is interesting. Yeah. So you're thinking, now, by the way, did that frustrate you because you're thinking, oh my God, I got myself all wildly dressed up and nobody's contesting it?
No.
Or was it a sense, like, that's where I find these things interesting in regards to the trying to conform, fit in, just be you, just be left alone? No. What is it that when you're walking through an airport dressed like that, what was like, just other than catch a plane, what was it you were trying to accomplish?
Just be me walking through, and it made life so much better. It's the best thing I ever did in my life. People just smile. They see me and smile. I mean, I make people happy. Holy fuck, just for putting on stupid clothes, that's easy. I mean, that feels almost like a job. I could make somebody smile walking down the street. Wow. I mean, what power? That's a superpower.
So speaking of superpower, do you remember where you were first time you had that sort of an impact?
Yeah, it was that walk in the airport. I used to travel all the time because I'd write a book for a year and then go sell it city to city. And now, even with that, being a wimpy guy, now with the suit on, I could go into the toughest bike bar at 2:00 in the morning and feel very comfortable.
Got it.
Yeah, it's sort of like Superman's cape to me.
How long do you think it took you to start to build up some sort of notoriety?
Oh shit, I don't know. I was on TV before, and things like that. I was doing. I got New York Times bestseller list in the early '80s, and for a kid who flunked out of colleges and barely made it through.
But not like this. Not like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I wasn't like that.
Right, and so this is where I'm very interested in terms of you had a brand.
Yeah.
You were a New York Times. At that time, you were a New York Times bestseller and had an identity and a brand, and then that shifts. I'm always interested in the shift.
It's digging deeper. See, to me, it's when I first started failing, to me, it was trying to get off of me the stuff that was put on me, and that's what I felt it was like. It was all this stuff that was put on me, and you keep doing that. And the problem, even with success, then people want to make you better, and they give you advice on how you could be better, which I don't want to be better. I want to be more of me, not something that's better. And so it's really digging down even further in what is inside me, and maybe in your language, to be more authentic. I mean, that's what it is, and that's what works now, I feel. Now we got too much people that are plastic, saying stuff, and that's boring. I mean, life is boring when you do that. It is so goddamn boring, and that's why everybody hates their job. They're trying to be somebody else. Like the people who work with me, like customer service. I say, just please people. I don't care how you do it, whatever. I'm not gonna give you, generally what we do, and just do it your way, because you're gonna have fun doing it your way instead of trying to copy my way. It's just stupid, and they're going to hate working there because, oh God, you're not saying it exactly right, or you know.
That's funny because I was thinking, what would be like a typical, like not a sales meeting, like a meeting? Was everybody wearing like very loud glasses and you know what I mean?
Groucho glasses with
Right.
big
No,
nose.
you've got style. It's not Groucho. Yours is more style. I see yours as like serious fashion. But here's what I would say. I wonder too, in that struggle to be authentic and in that struggle to conduct business, right? That sometimes authenticity can, I'll just say, get in the way, so to speak,
absolutely.
So you have a very loud visual presence, let alone, you're not a loud speaker. It's not like that. You're not hollering.
Screaming at you.
But you have a very loud presence. When you started and you're starting to break and you're starting to do the TV appearances and all that sort of thing, right? Did you find that you were getting any sort of pushback for
I do.
The sense that it's like, wait a minute, you might be getting it in your own way?
Yes, because people, when they'd see me, a lot of these famous kind of people would want me to be managed by somebody or make me more. I remember Larry King, got his agent after me. I don't take orders well.
Do you remember what they wanted you to do?
I don't even remember. Actually, when I first started this up, and when I first had the first big TV show, I think it was Good Morning America or something. My vision in my head, growing up from Wilkes-Barre, was, somebody's going to see me in Hollywood, and I'm going to get this guy with a cigar tell me, hey, come here, Lesco, come out to Hollywood. We're going to make you a star.
Right.
And of course, it never happened. but
man, you said, it's like, it's not like I picture, so I grew up in Philadelphia, PA, and it's not like that's Wilkes-Barre's around the corner, but it's within.
Oh, yeah, same kind of folks there.
I always remember it being very blue collar and gray and
absolutely.
similar and the same. And so a person that is dressed and carries themselves like you, how did that act play in Wilkes-Barre?
I never saw it.
Good. They didn't deserve it.
I was a little, I guess, different. I wasn't good at any of the stuff, from that. I wasn't a good student. I had a personality, let's say, but, I was an athlete. That's big in those kind of towns. And it just reminded me recently that I'm a coal miner's grandson.
Wow.
My grandparents came over, both sides, to work in the coal mines. And so I'm the product of that, my grandparents.
So don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
You don't come off to me like a coal miner's grandson.
I know, that's what I mean. I don't feel I am either.
Right? You just don't.
I just like shocking people and saying stuff.
Yeah, but this is where it's knowing, like either picking your spot or just finally just not caring, in a sense, to just allow you to go full bloom in regards to it. I find this part great because for some, I'll speak for me, it was tough enough to be able to be true and be myself, but there was always, again, I talk about the people pleaser part. It was always I needed to make you happy while doing it. Right. So my transition to just being authentic, and you see how I dress. I don't do anything all that different, right? But I just speak and act I speak and act a way that I feel is consistent to me. And that doesn't mean anybody has to do that, but it's more of a case where it's like I admire your bravery is all I'm trying to say. There's a gutsy part to this that I don't think should be dismissed.
Well, I don't see, to me, gutsy would be not doing it. And staying in jail for the rest of my life.
Okay. How old were you when you realized that?
Well, it's probably my 20s or so, So then, and it took, but one other thing to you, what you're saying, what appealed to remember me, when I first started doing TV, my parents did not admit I was their son for the first 10 years.
Wait a minute, how long?
About 10 years.
10 years. Okay. So
but here's when that changed. Here's where that changed. Because they were retired in Florida, and I'm a golfer because he played golf, and there was a way to have something to talk about.
Yep.
And until their friends came up to him and say, "Hey, is that your son on Larry King? He sounds smart." Oh yeah. Then that's when it changed.
Now everything's great. So you're in Hollywood at this point, and Larry King was it for a lot of years in regards to you watched weeknights at 9 p.m. I mean, I remember very well. That was and getting like serious A-list stars. So it wasn't just watch Larry King, but you were fascinated by who he had on, right? So and again, you're mentioning Oprah and Good Morning America and what have you.
I'll tell you some Larry King stories.
I want to know.
They would use me. I was local. I lived here. And you saw me on there because somebody canceled last minute.
I understand.
They would call me, "Hey, what are you doing at 9:30?" Or another way they'd use me, they'd have some big star on who'd be the first half hour, but they'd only book them for a half hour and wait till the end of the half hour to ask them if they would stay for another half hour. They'd want.
And if they said no?
Yeah, I was in the green room in case they said no. I'll do that anytime. You give me a half hour national TV.
Of course, you're kidding. Like I said, that was the bomb.
And then Letterman
CNN's never gotten that back.
Exactly.
CNN has never gotten that sort of panache back. Exactly. So you're now, I want to ask you in regards to authentic, you are in front of, and I don't mean this moment. I mean, you're also, this is 20 years plus of being affiliated with government grants, government access, government money, free money. And I say that simply because it's like, well, it certainly is attention getting enough. And I would say, I would imagine you also met some resistance too, in regards to the fact that, what's free isn't necessarily free and all that sort of thing. You had to be...
Google me, you'll see.
I did. Oh, I did. Trust me. I did. I saw the NBC thing from 2002 or whatever. But what I was going to say is, what's it like when you're needing to authenticate yourself and you're working with entities, products, opportunities, all that sort of thing? What was that like in terms of, like I said, it feels like a lot of plates are spinning all at one time in regards to the messages you're conveying?
It hurts. When somebody, I woke up one day and there were 50 headlines, Lesco's a liar. And it's a consumer agency that I helped them get information. There were people were copying me and scamming people. And the reason they call it, I'm the problem because of my ads. I'm promoting people to look at this, so they buy scammers. So I'm the responsible for it. I made the cars, so I must have killed the people.
No, I got it. That's one of the reasons I bring it up.
And it hurt, but I also helped them write that review. I didn't know they were going to use me as a headline, but get the information, because it was all, and the Federal Trade Commission and all that, because I know all that system. And I helped that son of a bitch do all this thing, and all of a sudden he uses me. But it was fun, because when they got me there, then I found out how much I really knew about this work. I knew more than these people would ever know. And so to defend myself, what I did was not to say anything about what they said about me, but I changed it to a way that, hey, I don't care what you do about me, I'll make a living. Is that what you're doing is hurting people that need these programs.
They could actually benefit.
Exactly. So that's what you're doing. So I tried to turn them into the bad guy, by doing that. And when I studied the data more about that, I mean, I found out, I knew more than these people would ever know about, government grants and what it is. I mean, a third of everything in our country is free money. That's right.
And so when you say that, obviously you get people's attention.
Right. Oh,
And
that's the
so,
only reason I say it.
and I would say, and if you didn't,
Right.
the loud question mark suits
Right.
and specs would probably do it too. Let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you could position it any more going past that and saying this, and so no, I'll stop myself. How did you get through
How do I get
that
what?
hurdle?
Over that? Oh, you ride through anything. You work at it. You don't let it try to go over. So you defend yourself, but not in a selfish way. I mean, oh, they're wrong about me because I'm really a good guy or something. I didn't talk about anything like that.
What'd you do instead?
It's just get over on top of that and say, these people are hurting people who deserve this money to solve a financial problem. They're the mean ones, not me. You can say whatever you want about me. I don't give a shit.
Okay. How long do you think it took? Because I mean, that was like the things that you were talking about, like 2004.
Yeah.
How long do you think it took to get on the other side?
I don't know. I don't even think I got so many things I do that. I mean, it comes up every now and then.
I was gonna say, it doesn't seem like it comes up much at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now
So
it's nothing. It's never near. But there were some. I mean, somebody wanted me to speak at a college, and then they saw that, and they didn't want. But fuck,
yeah. So you go to another college.
Yeah, right.
But to me, why I say that is because there's the mark of growth and resilience.
Absolutely.
And I always find that, to me, not just as fun stuff to talk about, but it's how that impacts other people too, not just you.
No, I think that's right, and that's why, like, not losing the money, not just by not wearing a suit, and there's something in me that I want to see if I could get out of the problem.
Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know.
But it's there.
Yeah, and I've done that many times. Okay, fuck you, you take it all, and I'll just start over. I won't argue with you. That doesn't. I don't, appreciate doing. Maybe because I'm not good at it, that's why I don't do it. And to see, but that gave me resilience. I could do it again. So now, see, I hate to be controlled by anybody. So the more I get in a play that anybody thinks they control me, I'll just, well, fuck it, you take it all, and I can do it again.
So the reinvention part.
Yeah.
Now, you're different in a reinvention because you keep your own level of authenticity. Reinvention, not like Madonna reinvention,
Right,
where
exactly.
she looks like a different human being. That it's more, right? It's you, you, 10x, 20x, 30x. Right. I do want to focus on that, what you offer, because of nothing else, of the overall uncertainty that is in play pretty much everywhere. Now, I'll stop myself. I say overall uncertainty, and of course, overall opportunity that's available. I get that. But what I mean is that there's a lot of uncertainty in terms of changing economic times, political times, social times, these times, what have you. And so you've got people that are like flailing, grasping, trying, and all those sorts of things. Talk to me a little bit in regards to
that's why
the sense of comfort or ease that you can provide in these sorts of things.
That's why I do this work. I mean, what keeps me doing this work is this graph here.
And I'm looking at percentage of total wages earned.
Right. See, the red line is 90, the bottom 90% of America. From 1980 to 2023. So they started out in 1980 with 70% of the wages. They're now at about 50-something%. But the top 10% started at 30%, and they're now at 45% or whatever. So who's getting a piece of the pie? Now, there's another thing that really astounded me was how, well, there are two things. One, we create more millionaires than anybody else. We have 24 million millionaires. Oh, that robot camera.
Oh, you say per hour, it seems like now.
24 million. China has 6 million.
I'm coming
or
up a
something.
little closer. Hey,
Okay.
folks, if you're watching me, sorry for this weird
Right.
angle. 25 million millionaires, I
Right.
see. There you go. And then
Okay,
see
but
China
now,
was 6.
not only we create more millionaires in the world. Now we also create more poor people than anybody else in the developed world. I mean, that's astounding to me. I mean, these are all the developed countries. Those are about 30 of them, the rich countries. But 17%, we're number one, baby.
1 in 5 we're approaching.
Yeah.
If it's 17%,
Right,
we're
exactly,
approaching 1 in 5.
The richest country in there. And it's not that we're struggling as a country. I mean, gross national product is going up crazy,
Yeah.
But who's getting it?
But that's to me, so I am a skeptic by nature, and let's say I'm an optimistic skeptic by nature. God bless my dad, who has been passed for 17 years, but I'm going to say he had a little bit of skepticism in him. I'm a little bit, and my mom, God bless her, who's still very much alive, is,
good for her.
So I have that crazy doubt. So I'm always like, oh, this is great. And then it's like, oh, well, there's got to be something in this. Walk me through a little bit why there isn't, or what stops people from bothering.
Yeah.
I
think it's capitalism, because they teach us, that's what we learn from advertisement and media and all that. So they're teaching you, if you need help, you go to Google. So that's where you could find anything. Why? Because Google makes a shitload of money if you're there, because you buy stuff there. And so as a result, everybody has something to sell you is selling it on Google. So anybody's giving away anything for free, you'll never find them in Google. So we have a third of our population that gives away money and services for free, and 2/3 are charged, and Google only shows you the 2/3.
Okay.
You don't see the other things. So these are government agencies, nonprofit organizations. Can you go online now while we're talking or not? Are you?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, go to findhelp.org.
Hold on. So I see findhelp.org.
Yeah. Put your zip code up on the left-hand corner. The other left.
Wait a minute.
Findhelp.org. Then on the left-hand corner, there should be a little search thing.
Oh, never mind. Come on, John. It's right there.
So put your zip code in there.
And I did.
Okay.
And hold on. It's literally saying, here we go.
How many organizations? Does it show you how many organizations?
3945.
Okay. So almost 4,000 organizations are in your zip code that give out free money and help for almost any problem you have. See, you go to Google, you'll get 4 billion, right? And a fire hose, and you'll never find any of these.
And you'll never find any.
4,000.
Oh, you know what, Matthew? I can't believe it took me that long to get there mentally. I mean, but I got it. I'm thinking, well, what's the problem? You just said it, the fire hose. Thank you. Yeah. Now I understand. Yeah. Okay. So now it's a manageable, workable amount. I am looking at, I just literally clicked money.
Okay.
Right. And then in the zip code that I happen to be in, financial education, government benefits, insurance, loans, tax prep. So I get what you're saying in regards to the sense of the manageability.
Right. And so even in the top there on the left-hand side where you put in your zip code, now put in, say, rent. So if you need money to help pay rent.
Right.
And see
you mean keyword, right?
Yeah, keyword. Yeah. So that R-E-N-T.
Oh, wait a minute. You've got food, housing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. See, it's for anything you want.
Help pay for housing. Here you go. Yeah. Help pay for housing. Help pay for internet or phone. help pay for utilities,
Right.
housing vouchers, housing advice, maintenance and repairs,
Right.
residential housing, temp shelter. So yeah.
See, all that is free. All that's free given money. And people don't know, and they sit and don't know how to help themselves. Yeah.
So in addition to going on a site like that, what is it like? I'll give you an example. Like, and again, I'm not playing devil's advocate. I just like in terms of clarity. That was really clean and easy to see.
Right.
So for me, that helped me personally tremendously because it was just really clean.
I know.
And easy. So you're a marketer who tends to come off big and brash, and I don't mean the way you speak.
Right,
I mean
understand.
on the website, and there's graphs and big letters and and flying numbers and all that sort of thing. How do you help people? For instance, let me say it better. You just eased my mind by walking me through those 3 steps that you had me do.
Right.
Go to Google, find, you know what I mean, .org, put your zip code, find X. And so, do you ever have people say to you that it's like, oh my God, there was so much going on when I went to your website, I just got overwhelmed.
Oh, sure.
How do you help them?
Well, we have now, and I ran into this about 2 years ago by accident, trying to figure out how to way to make money again because nobody bought reference books anymore.
How about that? Right? That was a $1 billion industry.
Exactly,
before.
right.
And now, what?
I was part of it, yeah. And it's
anyway,
gone.
Go ahead.
But I still felt the information was important and needed to be out there, so I got to find new ways to get it to people. And more importantly, it's not how to get it. What would people pay for so I could keep doing it? So I could think of the best way to get it, but people don't want to pay for that shit. Why they'll do it? You know? So I got to figure out how they would spend money to do it. And what I found is through a community. So I started a community of this, of people helping people get government grants. So they help each other. So instead of having the clown tell you about what it is, I can't do it, he goes, you know. You got somebody who helps you one-on-one. Yeah, I just got this. Here's what I did, you know. And so every day we got 3-4 hours of members that volunteer to help other members find out and learn how to do this. They teach themselves.
That's so cool. Yeah. That's so cool.
Here's another thing we do I'm very proud of. We give our profits back to members. I mean, when I first started this, I mean, in my kind of business, you charge as much as you can get if you're selling.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. It's free enterprise.
But I didn't. I started this work by helping millionaires, and I found that they were using these government programs to become billionaires. And that was boring, and rich people aren't very interesting to work with. Because all they care about is money, and there's so much more to life. And they don't need help. What the hell do they need more money for? So they were no fun to help. But people really need the money. So I wanted to start a thing that it only costs $20 to do this. You know, and that's it, not 20,000 I was charging these
I understand.
idiots.
Sure. But literally $20.
20, that's all it costs. So $20 for the month. And we help you as much as you need, you know, personally. And we're able to do that. And not only able to do that, but make a profit where we give back now $70,000 every month back to the members. And we have 4 different grants they could apply for, and it only takes 1 sentence to fill out for us, you know, to apply to our grant. Just 1 sentence. And that's I mean, I thought for me to
I feel like 1 sentence is a reasonable request. And $20 is not an awful demand, right? It's like, okay, fine, I can write a sentence.
But the $20 isn't to apply for our grants. $20 to me is to apply, to learn how to apply to the government's grants. The government gives out $17,000, $18,000 per person every year. That's what I get people to do. But to our grants, or maybe just to give them a taste that it can be so easy. And if we make profit, it's that I'm not interested in, you know, getting into the space business or something with the profits on this.
Understood. Right.
So that's important. And to give grants release for me, for a kid from Wilkes-Barre, I thought you had to be Jeff Bezos or somebody like that to be able to do that. So just to be able to say in my own mind that I do that is,
or maybe just have somebody be able to hang in for another month.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? While they're getting their footing, it's like so maybe you become just Jeff Bezos, but maybe it's you don't go into foreclosure.
Right.
Maybe you
exactly.
don't. Maybe you feed your kids easier for a month,
Right.
and you're not in a terrible place. Let me ask you, from all of your expertise in regards to this sort of industry, is there anything in your crystal ball that you were seeing or that you were aware of that should scare people in addition to the reverse curve that you showed? You know what I mean? Is there something that you were seeing rather than simply, fear mongering? Like, is there something that you see that people should really be keenly aware of?
Well, that more is going to the rich. More of these programs that we have in the Giving Society is going to the rich instead of people that need it. And it's going to be worse. Well, think about the new president. What's going to happen? Nothing will change. I mean, if you need money to do something, forget about the president. It takes them 2-3 years to fucking do anything. Don't worry.
Okay.
Nothing's going to change. And even if it does change, it's such minuscule compared to the whole. It's like an aircraft carrier, So, I mean, they're able to maybe change it a half a degree. I mean, right, in 20 years we'll wind up halfway across the world in the wrong place. But in the next short term, nothing much will happen. You can't.
Well, I got to tell you, sometimes when somebody describes inertia, that's not a bad thing because in the sense of peace of mind. However, same topic, which is this. Okay, great. Nothing really is going to seismically change in an hour. Blah, blah, blah.
No, they say this every 4 years.
But I'm guessing it helps that you would want to still infuse some sort of a sense of urgency in regards to what's there, what's real, what's viable.
Oh, I always will, because it'll always be here. I mean, the amount of money they give out and everything, like, it's already cooked in. I mean, next year is going to be more than this year. It's all all in the cards already. And the next year after that, and they'll just try to make changes. I mean, these are politicians. They're not really, engineers thinking about anything more than the next election. And they can't change things very. I mean, get rid of Social Security. Fuck, nobody's going to do that. I mean,
that's my hottest of hot buttons right now. You literally just said that sense of what if. That's mine.
Yeah. And that's a scare on both sides. One side wants to look like they're making big drastic changes, so they say big drastic changes. But you see what happens, and they're little changes. I've been doing this 50 years. I've never seen from Reagan on.
But that's why you matter. So that's to me, it's that sort of working off of rather than a 20-minute soundbite. That's the sort of thing. 50 years of longevity. I want to go one personal, one business before we break, which is number one personal. So using that bellwether, I've been doing this for 50 years, and you built up this sense of, in your mind, legit personal authenticity. What's one thing that you think about that you are, like, rather than worrying about a 50-year curve, what's one of the things that you did that in your mind, the opposite of regret? You're like, thank God I did that. Thank God I made that change as it impacted you.
I don't think that way at all. To me, it's tomorrow. And that's what I think about. So right now, I'm thinking, how much more can I love before I die? I mean,
gotcha. So what's the answer?
Well, you have to work on it. The thing is, I mean, to me, it is. It's opening your heart to people.
How much more can I love before I die? Wow.
And I started working on it just a few years ago, because I realized as you get older, I can't get stronger. I can't get faster. I can't get smarter, but I could love harder.
Wow.
You know, that's one thing you could keep doing harder and better until you're underground or wherever you go.
Or wherever.
Right, exactly. So another thing I realized, and more, I knew this a little bit, I started doing this after I was failing, that your heart is smarter than your brain. So you have to
question that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to, I mean, your brain want to be analytical and everything, but to get anything done in life, your heart has to be in it. You have to, in a personal relationship, a business relationship, or whatever. If your heart's not in it, it's too easy to stop anything. You're always going to find out too many reasons. You know, this guy just squeezes the middle of the toothpaste one more time and I'm out of here.
Have you been to my house? I said I had 2 more questions, and I'm going to lie. I don't, simply because I'm so on to the first one. I just think that's a beautiful way to go.
Yeah. What else can we do? We can't get better than that,
because I just feel like, what the hell? Get that one right.
Yeah,
and I love the fact that you pointed us in the direction of future, not past.
Yeah.
To me, it's a beautiful thing. It's an incredible amount of peace of mind. And so in terms of 2025, what is the best way, including the free Lesco help? What's the best way for my folks to find you?
Lescohelp.com. Lescohelp.com. That's $20 a month. And
that's
you get
the community.
Yeah, that's
right?
the community. And there's 12,000
Great.
people to help you get grants.
It's a beautiful thing. Matthew Lesco, thank you so much for showing up for me today.
You're a joy to work with. Thanks for being here, John.
It was absolutely a pleasure. I really appreciate it. And folks, you just heard another episode of Your Message Received. Keep liking, watching, sharing, telling your friends, your family, and all that stuff. And we'll keep driving content through your front door. John Duffin here, Duffin Media. Matthew Lesco, one more time. Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Have a great day, all. Bye.
Recording stopped.
Oh my God. Thank you, man.
That was great.
Appreciate that. Love your energy. And I thanks for allowing me to divulge more of much from a personal side than just how do you get your free money side. I love that. I love that you're able to be so at ease.
Well, that's the important part of life. And I think if people realize that, they see more of the authenticity of what I'm doing, you know, and that I'm not going to screw them.
Oh, right. That it's like, my God, that it's such a compelling story, and you've been interviewed 50 trillion times, so it's like it's hard to find things that no one's asked you. So I didn't try that hard because there's just 10 million interviews. But I just didn't want to just walk through the same path. So thanks for letting me do that.
No, it's for you being natural and human to me. Then I could be it back. The problem is people, I mean, when doing these professional interviews, you know, in media back in the days, you know, I just learned to ignore anything they asked me.
I think it's great. I'm honored. And this is a blast. And you made this really fun for me. I will say this, which is, and of course I'll I'll continue to communicate with Kat and say that there's a billion photos of you. I can just steal the pod badge.
I don't care.
I'm only saying if there happens to be one or two that you just particularly prefer
I don't care.
Like.
This
is a million. So
this is your art,
good.
you know. And
I got
so
you.
whatever.
Yeah, here's what I'm guessing. My guess is I'm looking at the date. I'm guessing right at or after the first of the year. I would love to lead with you. So what my thought is, I don't want to wait long to publish this. I've got a few that are ahead, but I don't want to wait long. So I'm thinking right at or approximate the 1st of January. I would like to roll in with this.
Wonderful.
That's okay with you.
Let us know anytime. Doesn't matter. my
Yeah,
part's
and
done.
that's beautiful. And I will say this, which is you wanted to guess or wonder. I'll send an email that will literally say, "Hey, we're going live.
Great.
Here's the links. Here's the bio. Here's all that sort of stuff." There will be no guesswork involved.
Great.
And so, video plus audio. I thank you, sir.
You bet.
Really, really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Good fun.
Absolutely a pleasure. You
Thanks,
made it
John.
fun. Thank you, man. Have a great day.
Right. Hi, YouTubers. Yes, great info. Oh, you like that on YouTube? You get out of that? Let's see. Let me check members first, see how they're doing. Congress tried to give themselves a pay raise after trying to cut the budget. I know, isn't that amazing, Brian? We're all selfish bastards, aren't we? Let's see. Anyway, I could help members. So my grandfather was in the mines. Oh, yes. Both my grandparents worked in the mines. I mean, I grew up in Wilkes-Barre. You did, Brian? Wow. Where in Wilkes-Barre? My dad's factory was on State Street, that great street. Thanks for the reminder. I have a test, a couple PDF things before 4 o'clock. Okay. I love this. I am learning. Thank you, Misty. Early reminder. Good. Oh, what I want to know is why does Matthew have a large photo on his wall of somebody sleeping? Yeah, Roger, that's my wife's niece, her sister's daughter is an artist in New York, and she's got a bunch of galleries in New York. She's done it in Los Angeles. So that's her early work. So we got a few of her stuff around the house. A guy's sleeping. I tell her, yeah, I got your boyfriend sleeping all over my apartment. Yeah. Edison did not fail. He just found 1,000 ways. That's right, Roger. Boy, that's a joke I use all the time, too. Failures work for Thomas. Yes. Let's see. Tammy. And did you get my email? Yeah, Roger. Right. Yes, I did. Oh, Tammy. Matt was 100 years left. Boy. Whatever. As long as I'm healthy, man, I'll just keep going. It's just health. That's why I exercise, eat. I fuck up with the eating once in a while, but not all the time. Let's see. There's somebody on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, guys. I think I'm done today. I gotta figure out if I'm still married, so I'll have to check that out. See you soon. Okay, early reminder. Oh, good. Oh, more stories like that. Are there any grants? Yes, there's grants everywhere. Start at that findhelp.org, okay? Start there, put in your zip code, and you have to call people. That's the important part. Society of Idiocy, yeah. Do your books still have any value? But not really. Lescohelp.com is the way to get my stuff. And that way you get one-on-one help from me and 12,000 other people that help each other get grants. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, a lot of thank yous. You're so kind. I think we should build a city where everyone is Japanese. Then we could blow it up, you mean? I am thrilled with your question to yourself. I feel like love is the reason we are here, put on this planet. And that, I believe so much. It is the only thing we can take with us when we cross over. That's right, never die. Yeah, that's why that's all I'm gonna work on. Go to the gym and get stronger. Yeah, I do that. I just came back. You look like you want to kill an unborn babies. Well, you're pretty interesting. You're definitely Democrat. No, it depends. I consider myself independent. You can't, I mean, it is being affiliated with a party sounds like gluttony. You know, you believe only in one thing solving everything or one way, and that's stupid. Dude, what's your favorite color? All of them, huh? Well, I was just about to ask that. Hey, what's it like, the view? Move on. You look so handsome and beautiful. Jennifer, where were you 30 years ago? Keep doing what I think you're doing. God bless you. Thank you, Jennifer. Kyle, Sofa, 2000. Anybody can fill out for a grant. That's right. Right. You don't need to get a grant writer. Don't do that. And if you're worried about it, first see the grant first before you. Hard thing is finding the right grant. Didn't you run a cult in 1992? I live in the hills. That's okay. Is prostitution illegal where you live? I'm shortlisted universities. I want prostitution to be legal where I study. I want to start a prostitution center to fund my master's in data science. Well, you should look on to get that in online too. And there's some cheap universities that will do that, lower cost. I need money for toilet paper. Oh, I don't know. No, it's not legal here in DC. I think it's only in Nevada or somewhere. Yeah. What site is that I just gave here? The sites I mentioned are lescohelp.com. That's my site. And I talked about findhelp.org. Findhelp.org. Are you the guy from the infomercials in the 90s? Yes. No such thing as poor people in the U.S. Well, 70% of them are. 70% of our population is considered in poverty. Seems like a good guy trying to help. I like his style, unique. Ryan, thank you. Or maybe wear the suit next stream. Spread the love and got it. Can you say the line, please? I found worth in his product maybe 10 years ago. He's not giving it all away for free. Well, yes, I am. You don't need my book. You can tell you where to go. Why are you trolling him? Mike McCoy, well, trolls they're like weeds. They're always going to show up. What's the most authentic thing you've ever done? Be me. I adore your style and fashion sense. Thank you, Gretchen. Here's helping people out with this money, okay? Anyone who wants to help people would do it out of kindness. Well, no, the problem is, Mike, I gotta eat. Gets in the way of avoiding lawsuit, huh? Helping others, see, I love the fit, thank you. Wearing the clown suit to make others smile because you don't give a fuck is actually pretty based. I think I'm getting scammed by someone. Yes, there are people pretending to be me. And if they charge you more than $20, that's not me. That's a good way to tell. Shout from the North End. Are you inside of who was inside a 10-yo? I don't know. University itself has become performative. Yeah, you don't need that. Go to Career One Stop and find out how to get free money to get a $100,000 a year job if you have no degree. They train you for free. So not paying somebody $40,000. Ellen DeGeneres, what's that about? Can you please tell me quick which one is the real Matthew Lesco? No, I'm Matthew Lesco, and lescohelp.com is my new community that I've started. I want to start a YouTube channel, but step one is to get in character. But it doesn't matter. But you don't get a character. You be yourself, and that becomes your character. Now, be honest. But I'm glad I'm watching the end call. What show is he on? No one. Oh, okay. I gotta go, guys. Okay. Talk to you soon. I'll be back.